Hi, welcome to the channels. This is Destination FBA and my name is Emma. I upload videos on a regular basis, mainly my journey with Amazon, things I come up against along the way, and things that might help someone that's just getting started. So in a previous video I spoke about retail arbitrage, exactly what it is, how it works, along with some of my top tips and some of my best retailers. Now, I also touched on building relationships with store managers, and whilst you don't have to do this, it will help you hugely during Q4. Now, you'll probably find it easier at the start to build relationships with stores that you go into on a regular basis, so maybe somewhere like Home Bargains or B&M. So the first thing we're going to do is pick a store and make sure we go to that same store on the same day at the same time every single week. Now, make a note in your phone if needs be. If you're going to be visiting lots of stores, keep a good record. Now, during these visits, you'll probably notice a lot of the same staff working the same shift. Always make a point of talking to them, whether it's asking where something is on the shelves or seeing if they have more stock in the storeroom. Now, most staff in shops do wear name badges, so if you're not good at remembering faces, keep a note of their name. Using a staff member's name may take them by surprise at first, but it will help them to remember you. So this might take a few weeks before the staff start to recognise you, so you do need to be patient. But once they do, you could start getting into a bit more of a conversation with them. You could ask them what days and what time their delivery comes in, if a certain item is expected on that delivery, and then you could even ask them if they are able to order stock in for you. Now, you could just ask these questions right from the start, but I found myself, if I go in regular, I get to know the staff and they get to know me. They are much more helpful. Now, most staff love friendly customers that make them feel appreciated in their job. Now, the person you speak to may not be able to help you with any extra information, but perhaps they could point you in the right direction, the manager, and introduce you. Now, if you get to this point, you are halfway there. Now, at this point, they may start asking questions, and this is where you need to weigh up the answers you give against the potential problems it may cause for you. Now, you have the choice of either being honest and tell them that you are selling, or you can make something up, but whatever you say, make sure it is believable. Now, if you do decide to go down the route of honesty, you don't have to outrightly tell them you're selling on Amazon. You could say that you're making up bundles and you sell them as an extra source of income. So if you still find this a bit awkward and you don't want them knowing you're a reseller, you could spin them a tale, but this is all going to be dependent on what stock you want, how many, and how often. Just be prepared and confident in the answer that you give. You could even tell them that you're making care packages or you're arranging a raffle for a local school. So if they do agree to order stock for you, just make sure you know the process. How are they going to contact you? And do you need specifically to speak to the store manager when you arrive to collect the goods? So in my experience now, I go into the store, I ask to speak to the manager, and I tell him what I want to order. Now, so long as he can get hold of his stock for me, it's never been a problem, and he just gives me a call on my mobile as soon as it arrives. So when I go into store, I just go to the checkout and ask for the manager, and it's not until this point that they actually take payment. So the last time I went in, the manager brought a crate out with all my goods, I paid, and then he brought it out to the car for me. I have been really lucky to get this contact, and they know I'm a reseller and they have absolutely no problem with it. Now, you may find that you go through all these weekly visits and the effort of chatting to the staff just to find that you are shut down in the first instance. Now, if this is the case, don't waste time, just put it down to experience and move on. And remember that just because one store has said no, doesn't mean that that same store in another town will give you the same answer. Now, if you are worried about outing yourself as a seller, you could give them a call ahead and just try and get a general feel for it. Now, I am quite lucky where I live that I have 3 towns, all equal distances, and they all have the big stores like Home Bargains, B&M, The Range, so I have a good choice. So one really great example of building relationships is something that happened to us at the end of last year. So every week we have a day where I do my retail arbitrage, and then we spend a little bit of time in Starbucks and we do some paperwork and have a coffee and just a few hours to just get away from everything. So this one week was an absolute nightmare. It took us over half an hour just to get out the car park, and this meant we'd exceeded our 3-hour stay and we ended up with a £70 parking fine. So in the first instance, we contacted the company that gave us the fine, and we were told we need to get in touch with a retail park. So we called Starbucks, who knew us by name straight away, and we explained the situation. Now, she said she was very sorry we'd received a fine, and she knows we're very good and loyal customers, and she cancelled this off for us straight away. Now, as well as cancelling this fine, she added our car registration to a database, so we can now park there for unlimited time and we don't need to worry. So this means that not only can I spend a few hours in the coffee shop, but I can spend extra time doing retail arbitrage in that area. Now these are the kind of relationships you want to build, and they really will help you, especially during Q4 when you're so busy that you just don't have the time to go around chasing stock. Do be prepared for people saying no though, but don't let it put you off. So I hope this has helped to give you a bit of an idea on how to start building those relationships. Keep your visits regular and make sure you chat to those same staff members until they recognise you. Just be confident in what you're saying and believe in yourself. If you do have any luck, please do let me know. It'd be great to know that this works for other people too. If you found this video useful, please do click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, and click that notification bell if you want to be notified every time a new video goes live. But take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.